There were 25 different running backs taken in the 2019 NFL Draft. But out of all those running backs, there may be one that, kind of sticks out above the rest. Whether it be because of the opportunity they're about to see or because of just their sheer talent, this is why David Montgomery may be this year's Alvin Kamara or Kareem Hunt, the guy that gets taken day 2 and is just a later guy that ends up flourishing in the league. This is why I think David Montgomery might be the best rookie this year. So the Chicago Bears only had 5 draft picks in the entire draft, which, if you guys don't know, 7 rounds. Teams had a lot. I think the Redskins had 11. They traded one away, ended up with 10. But, teams have way more draft capital than 5. That had to be one of the least amount. And with that little capital, their first pick was 87th overall. So they don't have a lot of picks to bring a lot of guys on. And with that, they still decided to trade up. They traded up 14 spots, and they grabbed David Montgomery, a running back out of Iowa State. Now, he ended up going as the 4th running back in the draft and just the 11th pick in the 3rd round. Coming out of high school, David Montgomery really wasn't even highly recruited. No one really knew who he was, and no one really wanted them on this team. But he ended up going to Iowa State, and at Iowa State, he flourished. He was a great back who ended up being a beast in college and was a workhorse for Iowa State. So last year for the Cyclones, he ran for 1,216 yards and 13 touchdowns in just 12 games. He also caught 22 passes for 157 yards, which just meant he was being utilized way less than he was his junior year when he caught 36 passes for 296 yards. So prior to the draft, the main comparison for David Montgomery was Kareem Hunt. Now, there's a couple reasons why this is so important. Kareem Hunt, obviously, like I said, was a day 2 back. He was a later guy. I believe he was also taken in the 3rd round. People saw his skill, but he wasn't one of the top running backs in the class, and this year ended up being a pretty weak running back class. Last year, Barkley went 2nd overall. This year, the first back was taken late in the 1st round. It's really important that his comp is Kareem Hunt, just because that's a guy that was taken around the same time as him, and he ended up flourishing in the league too. The reason he has issues is because of off the field, not because of on the field. He was great when he was staying on the field. Why it's even more important is because, where did Kareem Hunt flourish? He flourished with the Chiefs, and his offensive coordinator with the Chiefs was Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy is now the head coach for the Bears, who does their offensive play calls. Here's a quote that I found from Nagy pretty much after the draft. He said, "He's the whole package. He has the hands, he's a 3-down back, he's everything we're looking for." So Matt Nagy already loves David Montgomery. Bears fans already love David Montgomery. They understand the situation that he's going in. And so much of this is David Montgomery is an extremely talented back. Extremely talented. And that's what a lot of this is. But he's being put in an amazing opportunity to flourish. And I'll talk about that a little bit later, about the 3 backs taken before him and why they're not in a great situation. Sorry, my phone just went off. So the thing with Montgomery is he's not going to blow you away with his speed. He ran a 4.63 40-yard dash, which is not, that's not incredible. That's not crazy, but he's not that type of guy. He has incredible vision and great footwork. At least he did in college. We don't know how these are all going to transfer over, but he's not a speed guy. Great footwork, great vision, and he can break tackles. Last year, he led the nation in forced missed tackles. The entire nation. So he's a physical back, and he can catch passes out of the backfield. This is exactly what the Bears need. So that's his talent. His talent level is off the charts. He's going to be a great talent. We just don't know if that's going to transfer over, but a lot of that is also going to have to do with opportunity. So the 3 backs that were taken before him were Josh Jacobs, Miles Sanders, and Darrell Henderson. So Jacobs is going to end up playing for the Raiders. Now, whatever you think about the Raiders, they've just brought in Antonio Brown, they signed this guy and the other thing. The Raiders were horrible last year. The Raiders are not, they brought in a lot of new people, a lot of new pieces. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of these guys are rookies. Same with Jacobs, same with Montgomery, but a lot of these guys are rookies. The running back position can flourish, you put them in the right situation, and they're not going to be a good team no matter what you think. They might surprise people and win 8 games, but there's no way they're a top-tier team. And I think Josh Jacobs just won't flourish there because their offense is going to be bad and there's going to be a lot of distractions on the Raiders. So Miles Sanders was drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles next. And, this is a pretty easy one to explain. The Philadelphia Eagles have a ton of running backs, first of all. I don't even know how many I can name off the top of my head right now. I know you got Josh Adams, who played pretty well last year. You got Wendell Smallwood. That other guy, I think his last name starts with a C. I can't even remember who it was. But they have a couple guys there that are already good. And Doug Peterson, for whatever reason, just won't deal with a single back. I don't know why, but he is always a committee backfield. That's exactly what Doug Peterson does, and that's going to continue for who knows. So Miles Sanders, one's pretty easy, and a lot of this is a huge question mark because of Todd Gurley. Everything going on with Todd Gurley is very confusing, and no one really knows the answer of how bad this arthritis is. Really, by what the Rams have done, they're extremely worried about Todd Gurley, and I'm actually thinking about making a video kind of talking about his situation, but you kind of just need to watch what they do. So I believe Malcolm Brown was offer sheeted, and the Rams went out of their way to sign him back, and then they traded up to get a running back. I don't even actually know if they traded up, but they spent a third-round pick on a running back, Darrell Henderson. Now, that clearly shows that they're worried about Gurley, but however, in order for Henderson to run, he's going to have to be behind Todd Gurley, Malcolm Brown, and John Kelly, who they got from Tennessee, I want to say 2 years ago. So those three guys just aren't in great situations. They're not in the perfect situation to flourish on the field. So last year, the Bears' main running back was Jordan Howard. You guys probably know who he was, Mr. Inconsistent. Bears fans loved him. Other Bears fans hated him. It was a confusing thing, and I totally just realized I didn't mention this when I talked about the Eagles, but the Eagles traded for Jordan Howard, who was past him, they still have Tariq Cohen. Now, Tariq Cohen is a great running back, don't get me wrong, but he's not a three-down back, and he never will be. He's small. I think he's like 5'9", 5'10". He's fragile. He's a Chris Thompson for the Redskins. He's kind of like a spark plug. He can break off for a crazy play, and he's a guy that you might use in fantasy football if you're just like boom or bust, because that's exactly who he is. He can break off for a 90-yard catch and run touchdown. He's a spark plug, though. He's a small guy. He'll never be a three-down back, and they brought in Montgomery to be a three-down back. That's not what they brought Cohen in for. Although I wouldn't be surprised if Cohen takes some of his, actual catches, but Cohen's not going to... I don't think Cohen would get more than, 8 to 10 carries a game at max, and this is a Bears team that's probably going to be leading a lot of games. Another running back for David Montgomery, because Tariq Cohen is not going to be, he's not going to be a running back. He's like a complete, he's still a running back, but he's not that same position group. Like for the Redskins, and I know I have a lot of Redskins viewers, this is why I always make those, but like if Adrian Peterson and Darius Geis went down, you don't throw in Chris Thompson. That's not what you do. That's not how this works. With the Patriots, you don't, they didn't give James White 20 carries a game. They never did that. The Patriots would never do that. These guys are just different. They're still running backs, but they have a different value. So I'd say they have the best defense in the league, and they have a pretty good offense. I don't think Mitch Trubisky's elite, but I think he's a pretty good quarterback, and he can also use his legs, which is huge. Mitch is consistently getting better. The Bears' offense last year was pretty good. They now have Trey Burton, Anthony Miller, and they just drafted Riley Ridley. And I think this is going to be a team that is up in a lot of games. And if you're up in a lot of games, what do? You run the ball. So I think this is going to be a perfect opportunity. And I think this is why he could be a Kamara or Hunt type of player. Okay, so looking at it now, I just pulled up my poll that I ran. We got 221 votes, and I said, which rookie running back do you think has the best opportunity to succeed this year? Josh Jacobs was number one at 51%. He was the highest back taken. The Raiders don't have a ton of running backs, so I 100% understand that. Like I said, this is just my point of view, and maybe it happens when we come back and look on this video. But number two, like I said, Sanders and Henderson were taken before. Sanders only had 17%, Henderson only had 7%, David Montgomery, 25%. So 1/4 of the people that voted on this poll think that he could have the best, even though he was the fourth back taken. And I think a lot of that is opportunity. So yeah, there you go. That's why I think David Montgomery could be this year's complete breakout rookie running back star. I'm not saying he's going to be good as Zeke when he came out and Saquon when he came out. Zeke played behind a pretty good offensive line and, had decent quarterback play behind Dak. Saquon flourished last year behind, a bunch of traffic cones as an offensive line. But yeah, that's why I think David Montgomery could be this year's breakout rookie. I think he's going to be the best running back in the league. A lot of it to do with opportunity plus talent, like I've said, but a lot of it is opportunity. So much opportunity is what a lot of these guys that flourish as rookies, a lot of it comes down to opportunity and talent a little bit, but a lot of opportunity. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. I think David Montgomery is going to be the best rookie, at least this season, offensively. But yeah, let me know. I'll see you guys in the next one. Drop a like, man. We're really trying to grow. We're just trying to grow this YouTube channel. I'm putting out a video every 3 days. That's happened today. But yeah, thanks you guys for watching. Like the video. Subscribe if you don't already. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.